So we're continuing in Hilchos Shabbos. We're in the middle of the siman, the kitzur, that's discussing about leaving food that's cooked already on the stove before Shabbos begins, and later on about returning it to the fire after it was used. Some of it was used. Sif hey. Tafshil shemuter lahashes nisbashal kamachal ben rusoi. Aval ima tafshil shebegdera nisbashal kvar kedev knitzas Shabbos kamachal ben rusoi. If the dish that we're talking about has already been cooked before Shabbos came in, like Machal ben Rusay, which we explained is named after a person who was a thief, or a robber more accurately, and he was always in a rush. So when his food was cooked, we'll see whether it's cooked halfway or cooked a third way, but it's somewhat cooked and it's somewhat edible, we say, we're not worried about you stoking the coals to make the fire bigger so it should cook quicker, because it's already edible. If before Shabbos begins, it's already it's already like half cooked for most people, the way they would like it. There are those that say that you could put it on the fire right before Shabbos. It's not fully cooked, but it's halfway cooked, and technically it's edible, and therefore you're not going to go on Shabbos and mistakenly stoke the coals, that it should get cooked quicker. Even without stoking the coals, it could be cooked. Everything in its full need for that night. Because it was already cooked, half of its cooking during the day. It's already now okay to eat. In a difficult situation, if you really need to, it is edible. And therefore the minhag is, we are mekel, you don't need that the food should be 100% cooked in order to eat it, but if it's halfway cooked, it's also good. Well, I just want to stress again that you have to be careful, though, not to put it onto the fire from the part of the blech that doesn't have the flame under it. You want to move it on to cook a little quicker or so on. This is not allowed, because that would really be cooking. Basar chai. We kept on bringing this up over the last few days. What's the deal with raw meat? So basar chai legamri, if it's completely raw, you're allowed to put it there while it's still day, before Shabbos begins. This whole discussion that I'm afraid I may increase the flame does not apply to raw meat. Because now the meat is raw. He completely unfocuses, doesn't think about it till tomorrow, because it takes time for this to cook, and it's not about, I could have it in an hour. You can't have it in an hour. It takes a long time to cook. Even if he's going to increase the flame, it's not going to be ready tonight, and therefore he doesn't pay attention for it. And all night till tomorrow, when I'm going to need it, it could get cooked on its own, so therefore I don't have to worry about it. Okay. However, it has to be right next to Shabbos, like literally right before Shkia. Why? Raw meat is fine. Semi-cooked meat has the same issue, that you may be concerned, because if a little bit increasing the fire, I can now eat it tonight. So if you put it on right before Shabbos and it's really raw, then it's fine. Ches. Afilu. Well, again, he says here in Ha'ara 12, unless it's halfway cooked. If it's halfway cooked and you're back to square one, then it's already edible and it's fine. Even if you only put one piece of meat into a dish, and this piece of meat is not edible because it takes a long time to cook, you are going to be Mesiach Das, you're going to remove your mind, you're not going to focus on it, and therefore it makes the whole dish okay. It's a kula chaya, as if the whole thing was raw. Because through that piece, a person stays away from it, doesn't think about it till tomorrow. All this applies to raw meat. You have dishes which get cooked quickly. You go in yirakes, like vegetables, the kidneys and beans and things like that, rice, corn, various types of doughs, also water. You can't put it there right next to Shkia. It's true, they are raw now, and you would think, I'm not worried about it because it takes time. We are concerned because technically speaking, you could use it for the suda for your meal tonight, and therefore you're going to try to increase it. Unless during the day you already put it in. It's just a little bit repetitive, but we're trying to bring out here the uniqueness about meat. That meat, if it's really raw, it's unlike other dishes. It takes a long time to cook. Now we have a concept of foods which you could really eat raw. I don't have to cook it in the first place. My whole concern is that I might increase it in order to be able to eat it. I could eat it the way it is. For example, you have apples. You could eat apples raw. You could roast them. You could cook them. Even though you don't have enough time till Shabbos sets in, that they should be cooked even halfway or even a third. The fact that you could eat this raw is not any less less okay than food that's cooked halfway. It's edible, and that's the point. But anything which is not good, or it's not so good when it's raw, even though sometimes I would eat it raw, you can't use it unless it was cooked, because there's certain foods. Thinking of an example, like an onion, but you wouldn't eat it on its own. It has it in the footnote. Oh, thank you. So, for example, an onion. What's the comparison? Because I would eat it raw, but it's not the same. If someone wants to have in a dish, fried onions or something like that, cooked onions. But it's right. But don't take and say, if it's raw and you can eat it raw, so it doesn't apply at all. If you could truly eat it raw, like an apple, as an example, then it's okay if it's not cooked halfway or whatever. Here's a very practical case, the next section, about cooking water before Shabbos. A person is preparing water before Shabbos for tea, for coffee, whatever, to drink on Shabbos. Or he's doing it in order to wash dishes with it in the way that's allowed. You need to set it up before Shabbos enough time that it should cook at least halfway. And even though water on its own, cold water, you could drink it, you don't need to cook it. Fact is, cold water and hot water are not the same. And therefore we treat it like a dish which you want it to be hot for Shabbos. And if it's not going to be halfway cooked, you may increase the flame to cook it. And therefore it should be, which we're careful today, even if you don't have a knob on it, but you should make sure that it's cooked at least halfway. There's an opinion that if it's Yad Tzedada's way, which is probably more than halfway already, that it's okay. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. With the Eved, if it was cooked even a third, it's okay. We discussed earlier that there are three opinions. And the most strict opinion is that food has to be cooked fully before you put it on. Though we're not that machmer with it, but there is such an opinion. If you go according to that opinion, it applies to water as well. It has to be fully cooked. Tomorrow we'll discuss what happens if you left it on the fire. You didn't know, or you did know, or someone else did it. What happens to that food? Thank you for joining.